Good morning everyone. Myself Snehashish Das, lecturer of Department of Electrical Engineering TPI. Today we shall be discussing about speed control method of DC shunt motor above and below rated speed. We should also learn that this is the experiment from the course of Principles of Electrical Engineering, that is of Mechanical Engineering Department. Actually we have already discussed the theory of the same in our regular classroom. Today we shall be trying to perform the experiment related to it. So the term is to control speed of a given DC shunt motor below and above rated speed. Now the term comes to our mind, what is rated speed of a machine or rather a motor? Rated speed The rated speed is the speed that is defined by the manufacturer of the motor and it is mentioned in the motor nameplate. Rated speed is that speed which a motor rotates with when the supply voltage is given whatever is mentioned in the nameplate. For example, if it is given 230 volt and you are supplying exactly 230 volt and the motor is drawing the rated current, then the speed exhibited by the motor will be known as the rated speed. The rated speed is also known as base speed or normal speed. Our aim is to go beyond that rated speed and also to go below the rated speed. For this purpose, we have two methods. First is armature voltage control. It will be the first method. This method is used for speed below rated speed, and to achieve the speed above rated speed or normal speed, we shall be performing field flux control or field current control. And as I have already said, this is to get speed above rated speed. We shall be briefly discussing once again how this is achieved, as we have already discussed in the class, so we will not be going into too much detail of it. So for the first method, the theory is the voltage equation for motor is V equals to EB plus IA RA, where the terms mean their usual meanings. From all these terms, the speed or the N factor comes in the EB part, that is the back EMF, because EB is also known as P phi Zn by 60A. Now this N term is for the speed of the motor or the RPM of the motor. So you can see that to vary N, there are other parameters which we need to be taken to the right hand side. So if you rearrange the equation, that is EB will be equals to V minus IARA. Considering the speed term from the EB, we can say speed is proportional to V minus IARA. V is the supply voltage across the motor, IA is the current across the armature and RA is the resistance of the armature. In this case, what you can do, we can keep the supply voltage constant and vary the resistance across the armature. Now we also know that the armature resistance is the property of the armature winding which is inside the motor. So in that case, to vary the resistance, we need to connect additional resistance across it, which means you cannot put the armature resistance to be 0, but you can take it to the value higher than what has been predefined. If we are having, say, armature voltage, armature resistance that is already predefined, let it be 0.2 ohm. So in no way you can reduce this 0.2 ohm towards 0, but you can add additional resistance and make the value higher. So if you are doing the same, in that case this term is seemingly going upwards. If you are adding resistance across the armature, the term IA into RA will be seemingly going upwards, but with rise in resistance, the armature current will also reduce. But the reduction of armature current is so less that the overall value of IARA actually increases. So if the IARA product increases, that means the value deducted from the V will be decreasing. That means with the rise in resistance, the term IARA will increase and it will further decrease the value of the difference with V. That means V minus IARA final value will decrease. So if it decreases and the N is proportional to this RHS term, so it is clear that the speed will decrease with the RHS term decreasing, that is with the increment of resistance. That means with increase of resistance, we will find that the speed of the motor will decrease. So if it decreases, we need to have a reference point. That reference point is the normal speed. That means the speed will be running, the motor will be running at the speed of normal speed when there is no additional resistance attached with the armature. And when we are doing it, that is we are attaching the armature resistance across the external resistance and the overall resistance value decreases, then the RHS term decreases and at the same time the speed will also decrease. This is the factor, or this is the fundamental due to which armature voltage control is the method to control speed below the normal speed or rated speed. Now talking about the second method, that is to obtain the speed above rated speed, concentrating on the EB factor of the motor, that is EB equals to P phi Zn by 60F. For a certain back EMF that is constant, when you are not changing the back EMF, let us see what happens to the other parameters. Let us assume that EB, we are keeping it to be a constant value. P is the number of pole, it is the physical property, it will also remain constant. Z, that is number of conductors, it is also a constant value. 60 is itself a number and a constant, and A is the number of parallel path in a motor, that is also a constant. So all these terms which are highlighted with yellow chalk are seemingly constant, that is leaving behind phi and N to be the variable terms. So when we are rearranging them, we will get N proportional to 1 by phi. Now what is N? N is the RPM again, and F and phi, that is the flux. So you are seeing that the speed is inversely proportional to the flux. Also we know flux is proportional to current I. Flux is the magnetic lines of forces that are generated by the field winding. Only in the field winding we will be getting the useful flux for rotation of the motor. So to regulate that, we need to handle the flux and also vary it. We cannot directly vary flux, rather what we can do, we can vary the current that is causing the flux. That means if we connect a resistance across the field winding and vary the resistance, that is we increase the resistance, with increment of the resistance, the current will rise, the current will fall. with the rise in resistance, when we will be increasing the resistance, the current will decrease. If the current decreases, flux will also decrease. If the flux decreases, since n is inversely proportional to phi, so the speed will rise. With decrement of flux, speed will rise. Now let us consider the normal condition where no resistance have been attached. The field winding will have its own resistance and will create its own flux due to the current flowing through it. Once more, we cannot make the field winding of zero resistance. That is not possible. What we can do, we can add additional resistance across it. So when you are adding additional resistance across the field winding, what will happen? Its total effective resistance will rise, and since the rise in resistance causes the current to go down, quite similarly the flux will also go down because of their direct proportional relationship. And since the flux is going down, we shall be having speed going higher, that is above the rated speed. So we can conclude that by field flux control method, and also it is named as field current control method, we can get speed of a DC shunt motor above its rated speed. Okay students, as since it was a DC shunt motor, we shall be adding a 3-point starter across it during starting. As you already know, 3-point starter has got 3 terminals, namely L, F and A, that is line, field and armature. So now we will be switching on to the experiment setup. So this is our setup for the speed control of DC shunt motor. As we can see, this ammeter is giving the reading of the armature current, the field current. This voltmeter will be giving the voltage of armature voltage, and here is we are having one more ammeter. This ammeter will be giving the total load current. The 3-point starter is here. When you are switching the 3-point starter, the machine starts rotating. First of all, we will be going by armature voltage control. This resistance is across the armature. So whenever we will be varying this resistance, we will be finding that the speed is dropping to the value. For this reason, we will be needing a tachometer. Yes. With further adjustment, we have changed the settings of the resistance, and now we are getting voltage to be around 232 volt. And with the change in rheostat, we find we can see the voltmeter rating gradually decreasing. It has now come up to 213 volt approximately. Now if we go to the previous position, we shall be taking reading from the initial position. First of all, the armature resistance is set to minimum value. The speed now we are getting is approx 2050 rpm with armature voltage 232 or 33 volt approximately. We can see that for rise in armature resistance, there will be no change in the field current. Now the voltage has been reduced to 225 volt and the resistance is approximately 20 ohm that has been added across it. The speed now comes near to be approx 1997.9 rpm. That has been reduced from the previous value. We can see still the field winding current that has been recorded by the ammeter is showing us to be constant. For further increment of resistance, we can see voltage has dropped further. Now the speed is coming out to be approx 1938 rpm. We will be increasing the resistance further. The armature voltage is now 207 volts approximately. Resistance has been set to approx 60 ohms. The speed now is 1728. Increasing the resistance to the maximum value, that has been set to 65 ohms. For 65 ohms we can see the voltage has dropped further to 203 volt, and the RPM now is approx 1821.5 rpm. So you can see that the speed is decreasing gradually with the rise in resistance. There is also a drop in voltage have been seen across the armature. So in this method we can see with the rise in resistance the speed have been decreasing. So it is the method of speed control below the rated speed. Now we shall be trying to control the speed above the rated speed by field flux control method. What we will do, we will reset the rheostat value of the armature to the initial position. Now considering the motor to run at rated speed once more, we shall now be gradually increasing the resistance across the field winding. So we will take the reading again. Now the voltage has been set to 232-33 volt approximately. Initial RPM is 2060 RPM. The field resistance which has been placed here, the field resistance is set to minimum value. Now we will be gradually increasing the field winding resistance. As we have increased the resistance to a certain value, it will be approximately 400 ohms approx. For 400 ohms, we are getting that there is a sharp drop in the armature current, whereas sharp drop in the field current, whereas the armature voltage is remaining constant, but the field current has reduced to 0.16 ampere. Now let's check the speed of the motor now. The speed of the motor have come up to 2354 rpm. With further increment of the field resistance, we see that the armature voltage is still remaining constant, whereas the field current have reduced to 0.12 ampere. The speed have seemingly increased. That can be understood by the sound of the motor. The speed is now showing up to be approx 2600 rpm. We shall increase the resistance further. With further increment of the resistance, now the armature voltage is still fixed, that is 233-34 volt. The field current have reduced to 0.1 ampere, and speed of the motor is now 2734.4 rpm. Right now the resistance of the motor that is connected across the field winding is approximately 800 ohms. So we can see with the rise in field winding resistance, the speed of the motor is increasing and the field current is decreasing proportionately. So from the experiment we can conclude that with the rise in the armature resistance, that is the armature winding which has been connected to an external resistance, when we are increasing its value, the armature voltage drop across the motor is decreasing and the speed is decreasing along with it, as we have already discussed in the theory few minutes back. Next, that is the second method, when we are increasing the resistance across the field winding, it is resulting in decrement of the field winding current. This decrement of the field winding current is leading to higher speed of the motor. So in the both method, we can say by armature voltage control method we are getting the getting the speed below the rated speed, and for field flux control method we are getting speed below the rated speed. Thank you.